This is what we're working with today. Walmart, Staples, TJ Maxx, and then a bunch more stuff in here. It's a lot of stuff, and I did just change things around when I did my last shipment, which is actually getting into Amazon and selling. And yesterday I had my first day over 300 in probably 2.5 months. And I'm looking for more of that. I'm hoping I can build my business to up over around $500 per day, because I would love for both YouTube and that business to cover all of my living expenses so that I have double the income that I need, and we can start investing some more and investing more back into the businesses. So shopping obviously is a big part of that, which you've seen me do before. Did way more than I thought, and so I was planning on editing videos today, but we're gonna have to send in the shipment. I need to get my shipments to be about 3 hours or so. So I've changed a couple things in order to make that happen. First off, you're gonna see in a couple seconds I'm gonna set up like a whole station over here so that I can have my labels print off when I need them to, not have as many labels print because I'm using just the manufacturer labels for as many items as I can. That just saves me a lot of time. Oh, that's fun. Guess we'll just leave TJ Maxx there. So I'm gonna be able to categorize everything either on Scoutify2 on buy lists like I normally do, or just in InventoryLab itself, because I'll set up my laptop with my keyboard and mouse and everything just to make that go faster. So now I got TJ Maxx here, Staples on this counter, Walmart on this counter. I mostly needed to move all of that so I could grab this bin, but this has like all of my stuff that I'm gonna need to send in shipments. Let's set this up real quick. These are all the poly bags. I'm gonna keep them over on this table. It's kind of a last section in case something needs poly bag. Don't need tape yet. These labels, my label printer, which I'll set up over on this other table here. I think I'll swivel this chair around just to give myself a little more surface area for stuff to sit on. And I have a heat gun, Scotty peelers, which are amazing. This heat gun is amazing, super powerful, super cheap, $10, and does not use a lot of electricity. And then this rag, or the Goo Gone. Then these stickers are the last thing I think that I need besides my laptop, which is on my bed. And these are just clear stickers that are circles, just in case something is missing one, or I want to just make the packaging seem that extra professional. All right, looks like we got everything pretty much set up. The printer is ready to go down here. Everything's plugged in, computer's on. And I leave all this space so I can put the products on it as I'm cataloging them or inventorying them. And so that's the first step. And there's two different ways that you can do this, and I'll show you both of them. You can either do this on your phone with InventoryLab or on InventoryLab. And this is only if you're using an InventoryLab workflow. You can do it with just Seller Central, but InventoryLab is a much easier way to go about doing it. But there is one drawback that we might get to by the end of the video, depending on how Amazon breaks up my shipments. So we'll just head into InventoryLab real fast. The other great thing about living where you get your coffee is that you can just always transfer it into a travel mug. It'll keep it way warmer for longer. But you probably don't want to know what we use these for. All right, first step, head into InventoryLab and log in. And I do have links for a free trial down in the description if you want to try it out, and then if you do sign up, you'll help support the channel. We can just come over to here to list and prep, and then we'll create a new batch. Now we're just going to call this one Rhode Island. And this is the secondary workflow. If you go into Scoutify2 on your phone, you can create a buy list, whether you're in the store or just now, which is something that we might do. But we're not going to do this for now because we have no active buy list anyways. And then we're going to change my ship from address. And since I'm on the road, I basically am just going to find the address to the closest UPS store and use that as my ship from address. And right now we're in the Newport area of Rhode Island, yachting capital of America. Okay, here's the UPS store right there. So we'll just copy that address, Bellevue Avenue, Newport, ship from this address. And then we're going to do an FBA workflow because we're not going to ship them out ourselves. Don't really know where I would do that from. I will label all my items because I don't want Amazon charging me any extra fees. But like I said earlier, I am taking advantage of the manufacturer labeling system. So if Amazon doesn't need me to label my items, I'll just ship them in without a label, and they will send whichever unit is closest to the customer. But you'll still get the sale if they bought from you because you had the buy box. Just saved me a lot of time my last shipment, and I'm hoping I don't have any problems with it. Shipping method, small parcel delivery. That just means pallets not coming, and then we'll create this shipment. And now this is where we begin to add our units. I was hoping I had less units in Walmart, Staples, or TJ Maxx, but it seems like they're all pretty similar in the amount that I have to send in. But I think I'm going to do TJ Maxx last because those ones have stickers, and I hate taking off stickers. I can get everything else done first. Okay, with this Walmart shipment, we're going to go ahead and just take this first small one and do it on the desktop version of InventoryLab. And then I'll do this guy on my phone on Scoutify2. That way you can see the difference. But normally what I'll do is try to use my phone if I don't have any like expiration dates I need to put in. It's just easier to do it that way. But if there are expiration dates that I have to put in, like on these guys, then I won't use my phone. I'll just do it on the computer because it's much easier to put in expiration dates, at least to me. First thing that I look at when I open this up is going to be for this guy, the receipt, because everywhere that we go has different taxes now. So for instance, this tax rate is 6.25%. So the first thing I'm going to go do is go up to settings, list, and then total cost calculator, make sure that's on, because that will be able to add in the sales tax when we add the unit in. Dang it, there are some stickers. All right, I'll show you the difference in workflow between adding something like this in, which is not going to make me print a label, and something like this in, which I probably will have to print a label and add an expiration date because it's topicals. So first things first, you just head back over into list and prep, And then up here, you're going to put in the UPC number, and it's going to pull up what this is. Now, I already have a SKU because I bought more of them at a different time, so I'm just going to replenish it, and we'll go over to the receipt, make sure that we charge the right amount, $2.74. And so quantity 1, average cost per unit, this says $2.74, so we click in here, and we'll say $2.74. Sales tax was 6.25, so the total cost comes up to $2.91 now. Hit OK. If I am able to get that price, which I'm just guessing because I've got that price for other of these same types of things before, I'll be able to make over 100%, but I might only be able to get like $8.50 or $9, at which case I'm still making 50%, which is not the end of the world. And then because I'm using Amazon labels for some items, as well as just the manufacturer barcode for some of them, InventoryLab is going to give me this pop-up that says, your Amazon settings are currently set to commingle your items, meaning some of them will have Amazon labels, some of them won't. If you want to change that, just go to Seller Central and change it. I don't want to hit don't show this message again just because I like seeing it in every shipment, but I'm just going to continue as commingled. As you saw, there wasn't anything that printed out over here, and that's because this guy doesn't actually need a label, so we'll just kind of stick him over here for now. But I did remember I actually have to open InventoryLab prints. Just open it so that it's running for stuff to automatically print. Next up, we have this guy right here. I actually was able to find 2 of them. I got ungated for it inside of Walmart while I was sourcing there. And these do have expiration dates. You probably aren't going to be able to see them, but this one says it expires April 2022, and this one says it expires June 2022, which is pretty fast coming up, and I didn't actually notice that in the store, but it's still comfortable for me because it's 6 months out from now, and I'm pretty sure it only needs 3 months from when it gets there. So what I have to do for these guys, let's do the same thing with the UPC here, 310-310-99881, and it's going to pull up this item. I'm going to select it, and then I have quantity. I'm only going to put 1 because the expiration dates are different. Purchased it at Walmart. Doesn't really matter the date. It's new. And then down here, I have to add in the expiration date. So for this one, it's going to be June of 2022. So I'll just put 06/01/2022, and then add it to the batch. And now what should happen is that once that spinning ball stops, I should probably turn on my printer, it'll automatically print out a label for me. So I can just take that, and it'll have the unit and everything, as well as the expiration date on it. Put that on here, and then take this sticker off. These ones sometimes don't need a heat gun, especially when they're on plastic. Yeah, that one comes off really easily. And then we'll inventory all of these guys. 12:42 now. Let's hope I can get all of this done by 2 o'clock. Ooh, that might be tight. All right, got a lot of stuff done. Staples, TJ Maxx, not a lot of labels needed, which is good. Or not TJ Maxx, Walmart. We just need to inventory all the TJ Maxx stuff, but I am scared that Amazon's not actually going to let me send in this shipment. Again, just like my last shipment video. Apparently, they've lowered my limit again. It used to be almost 1,500 units, and the way that you check your restock limits is going in here. Sales have gone up a little bit. You go into IPI and click in there, and then you can see your IPI. Mine is trash because I haven't been selling anything because I have wanted to keep my prices high, which I'm now realizing was probably a really bad move, and I'm going to make a full video on that, but they lowered my restock limit again. You see down here at the very bottom, you have restock and storage limits. My restock limit, apparently I'm already over it by 7 units, and I can only send in 1,350. I'm already at 175 units in this shipment, plus I probably have another 50, so I need to at least make room of like 250 units to be able to ship this in. So I'm still going to continue going throughout this whole shipment and organizing everything and asking for the shipment plans. And I'll show you how to do the Scoutify2 workflow here in a second with one of my TJ Maxx purchases. That's just really frustrating. And I think the reason for that is I requested a bunch of removals via liquidation, and I don't think I would even make a lot of money back. So I think I'm just going to cancel those and request them to be disposed of, because that'll happen like within a day instead of still being waited on. Everything I'm sending in is a great rank, and already we're not even done, but especially because of this stuff that we found at Staples yesterday. We're at $470 of buy cost and over $870 of profit. So we should be well over 1,000, and I don't want to just be waiting on stuff that's not going to sell, or maybe will take forever to sell, and I might not be able to actually fully send it out today, but I'm going to do that now. It's 2:25. I think I'll have TJ Maxx all cataloged by 3 o'clock, but I'm hoping if I cancel those liquidation orders and change them to disposal, it'll let me send in more inventory. But it just sucks that they lower my limits anyways. I'm sure after Q4 everything will go back up, but not the best time to have failed in your Amazon business and start it again in Q4, so maybe don't be like me. One step closer, all we have left is this last TJ Maxx. Ooh, that's heavy, which we got yesterday. And the way that we're going to input this is actually through my phone. InventoryLab also has an app right here called Scoutify2 that we can open up. And you can even do this in the store, but I've never found it easy to do that. This is how I used to do all of my shipments, though now I'm actually enjoying it more on the computer because I feel like I have an assembly line style where I just get everything done, and then all I have to do is box after that, because I used to do the buy list, input it, then label, but now that I have a label printer, everything is a little bit easier. So the first step is to lay it all out by the item. I like to keep this, actually I probably don't need it because these all have the tags on them, but we'll lay each of these things out by item, because we're going to need to know how many of them that there are. Check the taxes. It's 7% taxes here in Rhode Island where I am. And I'm going to see if I'm able to do expiration dates from the app. I've never been able to do that or like tried to necessarily because I've just started doing stuff that has expiration date, but we'll see if I can do it. Okay, these moleskins, we'll do a second poly bag on all of those. And then especially because a lot of these moleskins might look the same, but they're different, I always just double check the UPC when I'm lining everything up. And that's kind of how I line all of my items up when counting inventory, because it's not too hard to mistake two items and then the customer gets the wrong one. Ooh, and I do have to double check these to see if we can sell them, because it wouldn't approve or disprove it online. So let's do that first. Let's head over into Seller Central, and this is how you can check on the desktop version to see if you can get auto ungated in something. Inventory, add a product, and here just enter in this UPC number. And then, so yeah, it says right now I have to apply to sell, so I'll apply in new condition. It is interesting because it's the ASIN, not a specific brand or anything, so request approval, and it just goes here, and it just says it's a draft. So I'm just going to say that I'm not able to do it. Very weird. I'm going to click to go into application to see what it says, and it just goes back to that page. So it seems like that might be a glitch, but we'll just return these. I bought them just in case I would be able to sell them, thinking that I probably couldn't, but it is what it is. It'll get returned. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. On Scoutify2 here, we're actually just going to scan our items. Ooh, that is bright. We're going to scan our items down here. We'll start over on this side with these moleskins, which are $10. Just scan the UPC. No, it doesn't want to load for me. There we go. This is a phenomenal buy, 551 rank. So they're both gonna sell out probably the minute they get to the fulfillment center. I can sell them in new condition. So we'll just go here to this little green thing and hit add. And I have a lot of other videos talking about this, especially since I'm changing the way that I do it. This might still work for some of you guys. So I'm just gonna put this as TJ Maxx Rhode Island. Hit OK. And then you're going to put in all this information. The first thing I'm going to put in is the cost, which is $9.99. Got to double check the taxes. Right now it says 8%. It was only 7%. And you can change that in the settings as well. So it'll all be 7%. I'll show you how to do that in a second. Quantity isn't 1, it's 2. List price, we'll keep it at the buy box price. I don't care about the purchase date. TJ Maxx is correct. New condition, discount. The one thing I don't like is I don't see a way that I can put in the expiration date on here. So I'm going to check the settings real quick while we adjust the tax rate. So over into this tab over here, the settings tab, we can scroll down to the tax rate and change that to 7%. And I want to see if there's a way that I can add expiration dates on here. I think I'm really dumb and just totally missed it. Let's see. So now if I want to look at my buy list from the screen, you just click onto this little shopping cart down here. It shows I have one item. Let's click into this and see if I can change the expiration date. Yeah, I'm super stupid. It's right here. The thing that says expiration date on it, that's where you put the expiration date. Crazy. So you click that, and then it'll default to 120 days out, and then you just change that to whatever it is. But we're going to do that with the rest of these and just add them all together, and then I'll show you what to do after I finish that. Honestly, doing it this way, I'm realizing again how fast it is to actually just input everything on here instead of doing it on the computer. If I had a scanner, it might be faster on the computer, but I think I might go back to trying to do this for my next shipment, especially since I now know how to put the expiration date in there because I didn't want to read before apparently. These won't actually have an expiration date on them because it's just a lot number that they have in the back there, but it's good 2 years from open. It says 24 months. So I'm just going to put the expiration date as 2 years out because I think Amazon still wants an expiration date on it. These ones I bought for $3. I have, so same process, just to add here, new condition, TJ Maxx, expiration date right here. And I'm just going to put 2 years from today. So I'm going to go 2023. Today's October 19th or 20. Actually, it's the 21st. 22nd, but that's okay. We'll put that and hit add to buy list. Now the one last one that we'll have to do is this one, which also has an expiration date, but this one actually does. So it's 12/2023. And I always just put that as the first day of the month. So this is going to be December 1st, 2023 that we put the expiration date for this guy and add to the buy list. Great thing about when you do it this way too is you can make sure that you've done all of your items. So I'm going to go into the buy list here, click in, and you'll see the price then at the bottom says the total is $159.25 spent. And I can check, even though I'm going to be returning about $12 worth of stuff. This is weird. I might have put something for a higher price than it was because that says $154 on the receipt. As long as those numbers are pretty close, I'm pretty comfortable with it. Because even though InventoryLab is good for just looking at numbers, I do my accounting through QuickBooks because then I know all of my other fees that go into the business, not just my cost of goods sold. But once we're here, all we have to do is hit this arrow, send it to my email, and then we'll archive the buy list. That way we don't have it open again. And then we'll come into my email here, down to buy lists, which I have as its own label. And then, not that one, the first one here, TJ Maxx Rhode Island, download it. And then we come in here, these three little dots up in the corner, click those, import buy list, and then we'll select the file. And this doesn't want to work for me right now. So actually what I just did is went into my archive buy lists and unarchived it. And now we should actually be able to just choose it from here. I forgot that they added this feature. Import buy list, select buy list, TJ Maxx Rhode Island right there. Process it, and now it'll come in. The beautiful thing is This will let you know if you have any problems. Right now, I just have one of these already in my inventory. And now after Amazon validates all this, they're going to let me know whether or not I can actually ship all of this in. And after they validate it as well, we'll add it to the batch. So they said I'm good for everything, add it to the batch. And now once this gets added, all of the labels that need to be printed will actually automatically be printed out here. So we'll wait for that. It shouldn't be too much, just for probably everything that has the expiration date is what I'm assuming. Why didn't it print? What the frick? Okay, let's see. No label, no label, no label, no label. So you can see here that they say no label on them instead of seller label. But this one didn't print out the label. So that's weird. Maybe I don't have my features up correctly. So we're just going to print that out myself because they need the labels. Making sure that all the seller label ones have it. No label. Awesome. So now we have all of those printed out. We'll add it to what we need to add it to. Everything else, we'll take all the stickers off. And now we'll review our batch, which was another pretty much 150% ROI thing, and see how much Amazon yells at me for saying that I'm sending in too much inventory, even though I'm just trying to make them money. Well, myself money, but they make a lot too. Alright, we got it all done. Now back to InventoryLab for them to tell us that we can't send in anything to Amazon, which is gonna suck. But here we are. Review batch, submit, request the shipments, sync it. Hopefully it's not like 10 shipments. Hate to see that whenever you get a 1-unit shipment. I think it's probably, yeah, that's what I guessed it for. It was 4, so I'm actually probably gonna take that out. First, I'll just decline it and go back and see if they'll give me new ones. But I'll probably take it out of the shipment so I don't have to send it in just one, and we'll hold on to it for a little bit. View again, submit, same shipments again. If I had a bunch of small shipments that weren't good, what I might do is actually just close the batch here and upload everything into Seller Central itself. But for now, we're actually just going to remove that from the shipment, and we should be able to get better shipments from Amazon. So just this guy, just going to delete them, fortunately for now. Remove it from the batch, and now we'll try again. Alright, same shipments, just not the last one. So we'll go ahead and accept these shipments if we can. The plans expire in 48 hours. So that means basically if they don't let me accept them now, I'll have 48 hours to get rid of like the 210 units that I'm trying to send in, or however many that is. I don't think they'll let me send it. Let's try. Yes, create, and then it's going to yell at me. Unless Amazon is really nice right now. Yep, yelling at me. So now pretty much I'm just going to box everything up, and then I'll have to go do all that work, and hopefully within 48 hours, Amazon says that I can send in all of this inventory. But let's box it up for now, and that'll probably have to be it for today. So they did actually let me create the shipment. One of them, not all 3, but that should mean that I am accepting all of them. I really hope. This could be weird. But this one I packed up first with all of those shoes that I got at Staples that I didn't have to label. This one, for some reason, I did have to label, but I think I was able to create that shipment because if we go and look at that page again, this is only for standard size storage, which is most of the units, but footwear storage isn't all the way up there. And I just sent in 21 units, or I'm going to, which is what all of those are. Unfortunately, I can't ship them in until I get all of them approved because InventoryLab is giving the box contents to Amazon, and I don't know how to bypass that. So we'll just wait until tomorrow or the next day, and hopefully I'll be able to send everything else in, but I'm still going to continue boxing it up. That's just good to know. One more thing that I forgot to say when I was actually doing this, but these are a set of 3 that make way more profit than just one of these selling. And so if you're doing anything like this, make sure that you have one of these labels on it that say sold as a set. Do not separate. Just remember that. But back to the shipment. Just boxing at this point. It's storage. Alright, everything is boxed up. So let's quickly check out what the profits are going to look like potentially. And we can do it by box this time. So the first box of just the shoes that I got at Staples the other day, I only spent $69. The sales value is $420. Or I should get a 300% ROI, earning back $203 plus my buy cost. So I'll get back about $270, but $200 of profit. The other one that doesn't have any labels, I spent $687 and I should get back $890, and it's pretty good rank, $158,000. And then finally, I spent $105 on this other seller label one, which had all of those 10-cent little things that I bought at Walmart last night, and I should get back $262 of profit. But that might be a little overblown. So all in all, for spending around $800, I should make back around $1,300, which is awesome. And if you want to see how I did that, watch this video here. Hopefully right now you're able to see footage of me putting on the labels because everything has been approved tomorrow or the next day. But I am going to make another video about having to get rid of all that inventory, which you can subscribe for, or watch my last shipment video over in the other corner. Peace.